Hello, Blues. Welcome to Follow Everton. I'm Ryan, the channel admin, and I'm here to talk about the latest news, which Everton have updated the fans on the contract situation of several players. I'm going to give my thoughts on this as a fan, as a quick reaction. I am out and about, but I do want to speak about this because I don't quite agree with the club's decisions on the player situation. Now, I'm going to start with Sheamus Coleman. Now, Sheamus has had a lot of injuries this season, hasn't really been available in a lot of games, and is 35 years of age, coming up to 36, I think. Um, I understand why, as a loyal servant to the club, he has been offered a new deal. Um, but is this a sign that we are now not going to strengthen at right back when surely the options, Ben Godfrey is a solid defender but offers nothing going forward. Nathan Patterson is decent going forward, but isn't great defensively. And Sheamus Coleman is okay. He's a good warrior. You know, he's coming to the end of his career. I don't think he's fantastic defensively or going forward anymore. I'm sorry to say. I can understand why we've offered him a new deal, but why are we doing so? Is this a sign that we literally have no money to spend this summer and we are going to stick with the current options we've got, which is a disappointment because, as I've said there, with Godfrey, Patterson, and Coleman, I don't think there is a good option who is balanced offensively and defensively to play at right back. So I'm not super mad on the Coleman one. Of course, I love Seamus Coleman, but I'm also not jumping for joy. The Ashley Young one for me, though, is absolutely ridiculous. Again, clearly another sign that we are skint and don't have two pence to rub together, because in all the games this season where Ashley Young plays, he has been the weak link. There's no arguing that. He is a yellow card waiting to happen. He gets caught out for position. He doesn't offer anything going forward. I don't think he's a good player. I don't know why we're offering him a new contract. He's 39 in July. The only thing that I can think of with the Ashley Young one, again, he can cover positions, and I've got no problem with him being an emergency left back, an emergency right back, an emergency winger, if you can call him a winger. But, you know, are expectations that low? Is the budget that small, you know, with these players? He's going to play a lot of football. He's played a lot of football this season, and he's just not good enough for me. He is a complete weak link, and I feel bad, but he's not Ashley Young of 10 years ago. I'm sorry to say, he's not the same player. You know, he's living off his name of the past. There's got to be better players coming through who can offer more than him. And I understand we've not triggered the option to extend it by default of 1 year. That was in his contract. We did have an option to actually just sign him for another year on the existing terms. Everton have offered a different contract to him, hopefully on much reduced wages, because I believe he's on over £80,000 a week, and that just adds insult to injury. Moving on, Andre Gomes will be leaving the club in the summer. I think this is a very, very unfortunate one because he's clearly a very talented footballer, probably not quite at the level we need him to be. 120 grand a week, obviously, never, ever been worth that kind of money apart from maybe his first season on loan. You've got to say overall, he hasn't been a great signing. He does have a touch of class and silk about him. So on reduced wages, you probably would want to keep him. But with budget so sparse, I can understand why, given the context of everything surrounding him, that we've not offered him a new deal. Availability being very important there. And the club obviously know more than that. Andy Lonergan is leaving. I'll be honest, I really don't care either way. I'm assuming maybe we've got a young player in the academy who's going to step up. Lonergan is 39 or 40, so I imagine he's now going to retire. There was an update on Danjuma. He is going back to Villarreal. Surprise, surprise. He is a very talented footballer, a very good winger, 1v1. But in the games I think we saw this season, he was very selfish, didn't make good decisions in the final third. Unlucky with a couple of things. Obviously, had an injury as well. And I think with this salary and the fee that Villarreal wants, I think it is Villarreal, it's a non-starter, so we're sending him back. And I think that's a shame because I think he was a player with real cutting edge. But Sean Dyche, not interested in him. And Jack Harrison. And I've criticised Jack Harrison. I think defensively, he works really hard. His attitude, his application, his endeavour, his energy, everything about that side of his game, his press is magnificent. And I can't fault that. But I think when you're looking for a player to play on the wing, on the right side of midfield, you don't have a fullback who can get forward and actually contribute to the attack. Why would we then put all our eggs in Jack Harrison? Because I'm not saying we're definitely signing him. He is actually officially going back to Leeds. But Kevin Thelwell has said we're in discussions with Leeds over his future. So it's very clear we're trying to make something happen. For me, he's not a good option in the long term in terms of a first choice starting right-sided winger. Doesn't score enough goals, doesn't make enough assists, very wasteful on the ball, gives it away very cheaply. And I just don't think he suits sort of the attacking thing we're trying to do. I don't think he crosses well enough, doesn't get on the end of the crosses on the other side. And I think he's just exposed by the fact we don't have a right back who can bomb on. I get why they probably like this ethos of Jack Harrison, and he fits into what Sean Dyche wants to do defensively. But as a squad player, yes, I would have him. On a free transfer, yes, even on a normal fee, maybe 2, 3, 4 million. But if he is the solution for next season, then he's not the right one. And I know I'm being very critical, but we have got the foundations here of a very good side. We are competing for the top 10 if you take the points deductions away, actually on 48 points, I believe, which is level on Brighton, who we should have beat twice this season. So we are at the point now where if we could retain the better players like Jared Branthwaite, Onana, Pickford, James Garner, Gana Gay, and Tarkowski, and get a couple of wingers who can actually contribute with goals and assists, and an option to play in the number 10 slot and rotate with Garay when we need a bit more of a technical style of player, then we could progress. But Jack Harrison isn't going to be that option. You've seen this season, there's just not enough goals and assists, and he's playing right wing. So I'm intrigued to know where we go with that. There was also news on Dele Alli, as Kevin Kraft, hi Kevin, is mentioning. Apparently, we're going to keep helping with his rehabilitation. So we're going to rehabilitate. I just am lost for words. I'm just lost for words. I imagine somewhere there is a real talented footballer in there, but we're in a position where he's not played for a whole year. We've spent 5 million on his wages this year as well. I believe that the injury probably was a smokescreen for something else. You can't convince me otherwise. I don't know what you guys think. But even if I give him the benefit of the doubt and say he is injured, do we normally do this? Do we normally like rehabilitate players and then release them? Are we really going to offer him a new contract? Seriously? Who is making these decisions? And in terms of the player sales, I've got no trust based on the evidence of the signings in the last transfer window that anyone we sell who's remotely good will be replaced properly and effectively, or that we will actually get good fees for these players. Now, one bit of business that I do commend the club for is Gana extending his contract by 1 year. I think that was a given, and I think that is very sensible business. But I think what we're seeing here is a bit strange, the Dele Alli one, because it's an oxymoron with the Andre Gomes one. And then you have Ashley Young and Sheamus Coleman, who are pedestrian footballers, being offered 1 year contracts. Where do we go from here? Is it another season, next season, of just cobbling through to Bramley-Moore? In which case, is there really any point us following? Because it is going to be pretty boring at times. But we have to hope that if we do lose Jared Branthwaite, Pickford, and these sorts of players, that we do invest and can keep on the right track as we have for the vast majority of this season being done, and also with the overall points total. So that's all from me. I don't think there's anything else in terms of, have I missed any of the other players? Squad players, I understand why they're offering them a new contract, but I've done match reactions on here time and time again, and I have had to single out Ashley Young as being a weak link. Coleman's not played enough football. Same argument for Coleman there. And Dele, I don't understand why we're even having this discussion. Gomes is a pity, I think, on cheap wages. Yeah, you have him because he offers a bit something different, but obviously we want to go in a different direction. And the Jack Harrison one, whoa, something's falling through my sunroof. The Jack Harrison one, we'll wait and see. But on a very, very low fee, I think it could be a good decision as a squad player. But I really hope we don't put all our eggs in him as the first choice right winger for next season. Okay, thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. Costs absolutely nothing. If you want to become a VIP member, it's also available if you go to follow Everton, youtube.com/follow Everton/join. I think you can see that on some devices, Android and iPhone, and certainly on the web browser. So give us a big thumbs up as well on there by smashing the like button. I look forward to speaking with you again soon. I'm off to work. Have a great weekend. Thank you.